Hi, everyone. Thanks for listening. I'm using this podcast and my Substack newsletter to post about my writing process and research from my upcoming historical fiction novel, When Royal Heads Are Hunted. My newsletter is free, and I'm never going to charge for subscriptions. So last week I talked a little bit about the Calusas and how they mostly ate meat and really mostly ate things from the sea, a lot of fish and especially a lot of shellfish. Well, the shellfish is the interesting part of their diet because the Calusas and their ancestors, the Calusas, lived in the area where they were centered, which is Estero Bay, just south of Fort Myers. They lived in that area for about 2,000 years. And they ate so much shellfish and they piled the shells gradually over time and built islands. And eventually they created their largest island, which was sort of the main base or the headquarters, and today it's called Mound Key. Now, to get out to Mound Key, you have to take a boat. It's in the middle of Estero Bay, and it's a semi-round island, and it's about 125 acres around. And the main features of it are in the center. There are sort of two mounds or hills, and they're both about 30 feet high, and they're separated by sort of a canal area in the middle. Now, all of it was really made by shells and piled up by shells. And if you walk on the island, you see shells, poking up under the ground. And I'll talk in a future episode about the significance of those mounds and what they meant to the later story of the Calusas. But one other interesting thing I found is when you go to the island on a boat, the island just looks like any other low mangrove island in Florida, along the Florida coast. You can't really tell that the mounds are there until you get actually onto the island and walk up on them. But like I said, I'll talk more about the history of those in an upcoming issue. I'd really appreciate it if you could share and restack this episode. I'm trying to get the people to know about the title of my book, When Royal Heads Are Hunted, and that will really help. So thanks for listening. And if you want to learn more about my work and read some of my longer posts, please check out my Substack newsletter, Will Granger's Writing and Historical Fiction, at granger.substack.com. Have a great day. Thanks.